Well, hello, and welcome to Core 407 as part of the UTEP undergraduate program. Thank you for being part of our UTEP program. Hope things are going well for you so far in the program. My name is Brian Reinhard. I am the Associate Dean for the School of Education. I also am a Spanish professor here at Greenville College. And so I welcome you to this course. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course and kind of show you how we work this course. First of all, as you may already understand, as many of our courses will follow this similar format, the primary content of this course will be delivered right here in D2L, and you will be looking at, and you'll have two texts that you'll be using for content as well. And I will be your primary instructor for the content side of things and grading side of things, what we call the lead instructor. And then we'll also have a facilitator who will meet on particular campuses with you to talk about issues and discuss them in more detail. I'm excited about this course because most of the courses are focused, of course, as they need to be, on methodology and preparing teachers. This course focuses more on ethics, and also because we are a Christian institution, we will be talking about our faith and how we believe that can impact who we are as educators and how we approach different ethical situations and dilemmas. So both in my responses to you and in the face-to-face workshop sessions, we will be bringing our faith into play in those discussions. So let me just start by going into an overview of the course here in D2L. First of all, if you haven't already, if it's not showing up, sometimes if you see me clicking on the news bar here, if you're not seeing anything, just click on that and it will open it up, because that's where actually you'll find this video if you have, obviously you have found it, but later if that gets onto that bar, and closed up, then you can just open that up for more news items. From time to time through the course, I may post new news items into this area to update you on certain things within the course. So first of all, the very first thing you'll want to do is watch the introduction video as you are doing. Then, after you have seen the introduction video and seen what the course is about, you'll want to scroll down into Content Browser. Now, there are two ways to get to your content. This content browser will always be on the front page, as you can see. The first thing you'll want to do is click on Begin Your Journey here. Alright, and then we'll get to that in just a second. But I wanted to show you the other way that I often just get to content instead of scrolling down and going to the content browser. Always up on the orange bar here, you will have a content tab as well. So you may click on the content tab, and then that will take you to all of the content that we have in this course. Over on the left hand side you see that we have modules, and again most of you are familiar with this setup as you've already had courses in D2L in this hybrid fashion. So we call these modules, and you'll be able to see all the modules that we have. You'll want to start by clicking on Begin Your Journey here, because in that module we have a course overview and explanation. So if you click on that, I'm going to walk you through just a few things that are included in this overview and explanation of the course. First of all, we have our learning objectives, so you'll want to take a look at those. These are the things that we want you to gain after having taken this course. And then our expectations of all participants. So as you know, this is designed especially for our UTEP program, and it includes students from at least 3 different partnership campuses and possibly a 4th. And this is a hybrid class, as you're already familiar with taking it, and so that you will do a lot of your content through the D2L website, and then we'll also include up to 8 face-to-face sessions. And these sessions will be conducted at different campuses, and you are expected to attend these sessions that are conducted on your own campus, and then possibly we will have other sessions that will be conducted via Adobe Connect if that particular session is being conducted face-to-face on another one of our satellite campuses. So we expect you to be at all of those face-to-face sessions, but sometimes you'll be there on your campus, and sometimes you'll be joining through an Adobe Connect meeting room. and you'll get more explanation about that as the time comes in starting the course. So I won't go through all this list, but do read through this, a list of do's that we would expect you to do and of don'ts in the course. All right, so I will update a couple of these things as we go. January, this will obviously be updated for January of the year that you are taking this course. And then we will have online assignments that are be completed each Monday and Wednesday in order to be ready for face-to-face sessions. Now again, that Monday and Wednesday may vary a bit if that face-to-face session varies based on holidays or whatever that week may entail. We do want you to complete the online assignments before each face-to-face session that you have so that you can use that information with your facilitator to discuss those topics. So that may vary just a bit. And then the rest of the assignments typically are due by midnight on the Sunday of each week. So as you see, we have 3 weeks broken down each week into 2 separate topics. And here you'll be able to click on each of those topics for each week and go to those assignments. So now our assessments piece is really 3 phases of our assessments. First, you'll have some written assignments and that I call one-page assignments, and I'll show you where to get a good look at those and an explanation of those here momentarily. But we have written assignments responding to the case studies that we'll be reading in your texts, and so we call those one-page assignments. And then there will be a couple final papers at the end of the course as well. And then secondly, for also 40% of the grade, is the discussion forum. There will be 2 different forums each week based on your readings, and we ask that you, each student, create their own thread in a discussion topic, also known as a post, for each of those discussion topics. And then we ask you to respond to your peers with quality responses. And by quality responses for discussion forums, we mean that you don't just simply say, oh, I agree, I like what you said, or no, I disagree with that. But that you say what it is you like about what that person said and back it up with some of the ethical frameworks that we'll be discussing. So once you have an idea of what we mean by an ethical framework, we want you to pull those into your responses to your peers. So for example, based on a particular ethical framework, I see how you're dealing with that situation, and I either agree or disagree based on how I'm reading that ethical framework type of thing. So we want substantial responses and not just simply a, oh, I agree, I like what you said kind of thing. All right, and so then you can see also that as we grade those discussion responses, if you reply to 3 or more of your peers, then you'll get an A or a good neighbor. If you reply to at least 2, then you have a casual friend or a B level, and on down from just replying to 1, which would be just an acquaintance maker, or C level, and on down. So please take note of that as we our expectations of what you will do for posting your discussions and also responding to your peers. And then finally, 20% of your grade will be from your face-to-face sessions. Your facilitator each week will put a participation grade in D2L based on how they believe that you interacted during those meeting times, whether that be face-to-face on your own campus or whether that be your interaction via Adobe Connect and typing in questions and or responding verbally. All right, so those are that's the assessment, and that's just a quick overview of the course. Let me pull back out to Content tab once again. And as I mentioned, in this Content tab, right up front on your first module over here, you'll see one-page instructions and an example. So if you open that up, this will be a detailed description of what I would like for your one-page assignment based on the case studies that we read. So you have a detailed description there of what I'm asking of you, and then I've given you also a sample of a student that has done this in the past that I think did a really good job of integrating the ethical frameworks and their own viewpoints and opinions into what I'm looking for in a one-page. So if you look at that, it gives you a good example of someone who received a quality grade on a one-page there. All right. So let me back out and finish with a final look at this one page and then your very first assignment. So let's go into week 1, and I'm just going to give you a look at topic 1 here. As we get going, we're going to ask you to, before your very first face-to-face meeting, we're going to ask you to look at this video by Sam Wells where he does some describing of different ethical frameworks. And as best you can, I would like you to make an outline and bring it to your first face-to-face session. And also you're going to post that. As you can see, we have some active links here as well. So you're going to turn your notes and your outline into a Dropbox, and we have that Dropbox as an active link, and you just click on it, it will take you to the Dropbox to upload your file. So we're going to ask you to have an outline of the different ethical frameworks that Sam Wells outlines there. And then, based on that outline and the different things that he mentions, kind of just give your best guess as where would you fit most closely with one of those ethical frameworks. Again, there's no right or wrong answer there. It's just where do you think you align as we get going, and you just have a first glance at those different kinds of ethical frameworks. All right, so you'll watch that video before our first face-to-face session. So there you have just a quick overview of our course. Again, if you have any questions at any time on the syllabus, is both my email and my phone number to text. I'll accept text messages if you have questions at any time. I want to be very communicative with you and you communicative with me. So please feel free to ask me a question at any time. If it's a text and it's very late at night, I may not respond until the next day, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. And if it's a question that I think the whole class would benefit from hearing the answer, I'll just put it in an email to the whole class or put it on the news item. All right, well, welcome again to the class. We look forward to working with you and really look forward to challenging you to think about your own faith and your own ethical stances and how you can use an established ethical framework to deal with certain ethical situations that you certainly will encounter as you move into your first classroom. All right, have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you.